Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to review week 17 of the 2024 NFL Dream Team season. So the penultimate week before the NFL playoffs. I guess the grand final week as well for our head-to-head. So I think, with the short turnaround last week, I didn't actually record a video from week 16, so we'll probably discuss all that too. But for this week, it was a 520, which was a fair bit down, 1308 for the week, dropped 39 spots, so just literally clinging into the top 10%, 370 out of 3,700. So we'll see what we can do this week. We do have 3 trades available, but as you'll see, we'll probably need all 3. So Josh Allen was the captain this week. A 45 is a solid return. So I think I put up a post basically with Jalen Hurts out with the concussion. I was going to bring in Lamar Jackson. I was about 600k short, like it was really tight. So I decided to go with Jaden Daniels, and that was a great result with 65. Cooper Rush with 15 is just ticking along. Saquon, 35 was solid. Bijan was quite good with 46. I think he got 2 touchdowns in the first half. HM was a bit disappointing with just the 9, and King Henry with 46 was fantastic. We could have had Irving with his 41, would have been nice, but wasn't to be. In terms of wide receivers, Jamar Chase with a 29, solid. So pretty solid across the board. Jefferson with 26, St. Brown 32. Starts to tail off a bit with A.J. Brown 22, Collins 14, Cooper Kupp with a 6. Bowers and Laporta both good, 22, 30, but Kelsey with 36 would have been the way to go this week. And then Bates with 22, outscoring Cardi, and the Kansas City Chiefs defense was quite good this week with 26. So looking at the game week, we'll go back to week 16, build up the tension just a little bit, and have a look at the semi-finals. So Hard Rock Life and Cut My Balls getting through to the fantasy finals. So Team 1 and Team 2 throughout the season. I won't go back and look at their scores, but we will go ahead and look at Week 17. And in the final, Hard Rock Life, Shano's team getting the dub with a 580. So as you can see, VC Lamar, which was a nice move, he scored 58. Mike Evans with 51 was a great hold. Had Allen. Philly's defense was good, 38. Bijan he had. So a lot of the usual suspects there as well. And so for Cut My Balls, he did captain Daniels, which worked out really well with a 130. But probably like a Jaden Reed with just the 2, that's a bit disappointing. Had Gibbs for 48, so must have just been Reed's fail, I guess. Had a few points on the bench potentially as well, which is a little bit frustrating. Although looking across, maybe not so much. I mean, A-Chan for Hall, that's only a couple of points. So, but well done, Shane. Massive 678 from Booby Curry to finish the season as well. Although there's one more week, but had Lamar, Henry, Nakua, Brian Thomas. He's been good all season. McConkey with a 50. So McConkey and Thomas have been in my redraft league. And I guess because of the unfortunate concussion last week with Hurts, I missed out on the GF. But I think the boys would have got me anyway on the points they scored this week. McBride, 48, was good. So some nice ones there. I'll just have a quick look at the other big scorers this week. So Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, top 2. Baker with 68 was quite good. Drew Lock had an alright game, 68 there. Malik Neighbours obviously on the end of a lot of Drew Lock, 65. So the QB's standing up, which is what you want at this time of year. Devonta Smith with 54 was the chief recipient there at Philly. Jonathan Taylor had a good week, 53. Sammy Darnold, Mahomes is up there. Mims did well for Denver. Evans we've touched on. Pearsall got another run, which is great, 49. Then, a few of the regular suspects there. So, in terms of the play this week, it's all about overall, pretty much all the head-to-head stuff should be done. Part of the reason for that is because there's a lot of restings and shenanigans with the team. Like, I just had a bit of a look beforehand. They've already talked about resting Josh Allen. He will start, but he'll probably play one drive and then they'll take him off. He has a streak of starts. It's about 100 games long, so they want to keep that going. But he won't see a lot of action, so he's probably one we will have on the trading block. It is a bit hard to predict some of the others. I do have the standings here, so the Chiefs have locked up the bye in the first week. So potentially could play their starters with that extra week off. More likely, they'll play their backup. So Mahomes, Kelsey, etc. Probably not the most relevant this week. Buffalo's locked in at number 2. So there's a little bit of a battle, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, but I guess Baltimore play in the first game, which is going to be Saturday night game or Saturday afternoon game American time, Sunday morning our time. And you can see they're playing Cleveland. So I think, if they get a bit of a lead up, they could sit Lamar for the second half. Might not get a full game. And then obviously that would impact Pittsburgh's game, although they do play Cincinnati. So, Cincinnati's still pushing for a playoff spot with Miami and Denver Broncos. And with the Broncos playing later, I think Cincinnati will roll out their top squad. So Jamar Chase, I think you can definitely play that sort of thing. Other than that, you can see Houston's locked up their spot. Los Angeles are in the wild card spots. This is a little bit to play for there. There's probably even less to play for in the South. Really just Detroit and Minnesota playing each other for the number 1 seed. And they played the last game as well of the week. So I think it's Sunday night because, they try to get all the games done quickly as possible. So that'll be an absolute cracker to watch. So you can expect Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, all those sorts of players will be up for that. Philly, Washington have got their spots locked in. The Rams are locked in. It really just comes down to Tampa and Atlanta for the last division spot. So Tampa, I think they play at the same time. Back this way a bit. Yeah, so Tampa play New Orleans and Atlanta play Carolina at the same time. So both winnable fixtures, obviously. It just would be how long would they play Baker. If they get a bit of a lead up, they've got the game ahead, so they don't need to worry about points differential. They just need to win. So they might shut Baker down a little bit earlier too. So, with all that considered, I think the players I want to trade out, Josh Allen, like I said, I don't think he'll play a full one. Kamara, just use his money. And Cooper Kupp's been disappointing, so I want to just trade him out too. But then I guess the question is, who do we bring in? So as I said, I think Lamar is a chance of playing half a game. So I'm going to put in Joey Burrow, must win for Cincinnati. Get the stack with Chase going. So, he's one that's locked in. The next one, because of the fixture, Jahmyr Gibbs, is coming in and definitely playing this week. So that gives me 12.8 for a wide receiver. So sort of priced out of the top guys here. Yeah, even to like a McConkey, Addison, Higgins would be nice. So an interesting one is Tyreek Hill. So Miami are still in with a chance, albeit a bit of an outside chance. They are relying on Denver to lose. But when does Miami and Denver play? So Denver play. So they both play on the 7:25 a.m. slot. So the Sunday Arvo slot, I suppose. Denver with a tough one against Kansas City, albeit maybe a second string Kansas City. And Miami playing the New York Jets, and I'm pretty sure that's at home. Let's see if I can get on here. I know they're away. So Denver's at home to Kansas City, which is interesting. But probably doesn't really change my pick. I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill as a bit of a pod flyer for the last game. So we'll lock in those trades. And then, as I said, Gibbs is coming in. Achane can sit. Um, Baltimore, Cleveland, so we could potentially look at Derrick Henry as VC. But also, I guess on the Sunday would be Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. So we could look at Joey B or Jamar Chase as a potential VC. Um, so they're our VC options. And then in terms of captaincy, um, it's basically any of the other guns that we've got. So Jaden Daniels against Dallas is an okay matchup, given how disappointing Dallas have been this season. Um, Barkley, I think they'll give him a crack at the all-time record, especially playing against the Giants. I think he's got to get 102 yards or something to break the all-time rushing record in a season, which is pretty wild when you think about it. Bijan has got, we did look at that before and I've already forgotten, Carolina, so it could be a favourable matchup for him. Um, Jefferson has got Detroit, so that's obviously going to be a very interesting one. So, what I'm leaning towards, again, because I think, Baltimore, if they get a lead, they might shut Henry down. So I'm going to go the VC on Chase, play for that upside of him getting a couple of touchdowns. Obviously, I've got Burrow there as well. He's going to be throwing them. So actually, what we might do, because they've got T. Higgins as well, so I might actually put Joey B as the VC this week. And then it's a toss-up between Barkley or Gibbs as captain. And I think, the matchup against the Giants, like I said, they have locked in a spot. So does he only play enough to get the 100 yards? Is the question. So I might actually go for Gibbs. So the two guys I've brought in, we'll take a swing at them in terms of the B, C, and C this week. So, in terms of the others, JSN and Worthy, I wouldn't have any above any of these six. AJ Brown might have a, relatively early one. Nico Collins as well. But Tyreek Hill we're expecting good things from. So tight ends. So Laporta's got a bit more to play for than Kelsey, so we'll play Bowers and Laporta. The Kansas defense we'll probably stick with just because we're hoping that. Oh no, we haven't got any Cowboys. Maybe we could go Washington. No, we'll stick with that. It's worked all season to a degree, so we'll leave them alone. But so that's probably going to be the last lot of trades for this year. Well done again to you, Shano, on the win. And for everyone else participating in the NFL stuff this season. It is fun. I do enjoy watching the NFL now that I've got into the fantasy side of things a bit. And hopefully we can come back bigger and better next year. In saying that, we will do a bit of a review next week of this round, and the final overalls and that sort of thing. But we will wrap this video up here. So as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us the like, the thumbs up if you enjoy the NFL content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.